G'day crew, I'm Oscar Pelazon and welcome to another episode of Tube Time Tuesday. Back down here at Trick Point, bank still improving, easterly's strong, so before I get out there and snaffle a couple of fun ones, I'm going to wait for the wind to die down, and I thought I'd come into this boardroom and join you and share a little bit of wisdom before I head out there. Now there's a lot of talk about values, culture, values-based leadership in recent years, and for good reason, right? Because as a leader, people are watching what you do, not what you say, and they're looking to you for guidance and direction. If your actions don't light up with the values you preach, then it becomes the old parenting adage, do as I say, not as I do, and ultimately that's going to destroy your credibility real fast. Now here's the thing. Stuff gets confusing for a lot of businesses because their marketing people tell them, well, you need brand values. And leadership people will tell you, yeah, you need cultural values. But the reality is, we ultimately are wanting people to behave in certain ways, to be unified and aligned, not just for the sake of it, but because we need them to work well together to efficiently produce a quality product and deliver a great client experience on behalf of the business. And having two lists seems to me to be a bit of overkill, and I reckon it creates a bit of confusion. Most people can't remember more than 3 of anything quickly. Anything beyond that takes effort. And if it's not top of mind, then how are you going to behave around it? So if you give your team 4 cultural values and 4 brand values, now you're expecting them to operate with 8 values in their head and know when to apply each one. And my view is that as a leader, your job is to simplify, not complicate. 1 set of values, 1 clear behavioural standard. And when I work with clients on their values, we don't just pick words, we go deeper. Firstly, we define what the values are and what they actually mean in your language, not a dictionary definition, not a poster quote, your authentic meaning. Secondly, we identify why it matters to the business. And almost every time I do this, the explanation links the internal behaviour and culture, how they want people to behave and the vibe they want to create, to the external client experience and why it's important that their clients get what they've been promised and how that benefits the business. So let me give you a real example from an actual client. The cultural value was teamwork, and they defined it as working together with people in all areas of the business, working towards a common outcome. Why was it important? Because it requires more than one person for us to service a client's event. It brings diverse skills together so that we can be more effective and ultimately achieve more and create a better client experience. That's how one internal value directly translates into your brand experience. No separate list needed. When you connect your values inside and outside, you get a unified team, a consistent standard of behaviour and operation, less confusion, better communication, and ultimately a consistent and reliable and great client experience. Create 1 set of values, cultural and brand, that define what they mean and connect them directly to how you want staff to behave and why that is important to your business. When your team lives those values internally, your brand takes care of itself externally. Simple, clear, consistent. That's it from me today. I'll see you next week for another episode of Tube Time Tuesdays. Happy days. Yewww!